Morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. And to all you guys out there who have children and who relish in your children and become better men because of your children, happy Father's Day. This morning, I was conversing with a friend of mine online who lives down in Florida, and she has witnessed firsthand what has happened to that community um, and the backlash of 49 funerals. No city, municipality, state, country should ever host such a nightmare. Lately, I've been doing a lot of soul searching myself, more than ever trying to find the definitive answers. So, what is this all about? Why are we here? What's going on? And I think for every question I feel answered, there's five more questions behind it. In my 46 years, I'll tell you, I've learned some simple truths. It's easier to push than it is to pull. You know, jumping on bandwagons, hating rather than loving, rushing to judgment, jumping to conclusions, which I'm guilty of too. We all are. I fear, I almost dread turning on the news every day. I really limit the amount of time I give myself daily to know what's going on in the world. Not because I want to be disconnected per se, but I just know how negative it can be. We don't spend enough time talking about the good that we do as people. And there's plenty of it, but it just doesn't sell hard copy. You know, we need the tragedies, we need the pain. It's part of our primal nature, you know. But I try to look above and beyond that, you know. What I say to myself, and I try to remind myself every day, is that we're here for a limited time and we have to make the most of it. And we never know what's going to come down before us, whether it's cancer or losing a job, loss of a relationship, uh, the growing up of a child who becomes independent and you are left missing that person, you know. There's always something that comes up in life that can derail you. But that's where you've got to pick up the gauntlet again and run with it and find new challenges, find new levels of happiness. Speaking of children, I raised my child to be a very conscientious person, someone that looks at the big picture, someone that doesn't just buy into the first thing they see or hear. And how would I consider my 25-year-old daughter today? Someone who is very multifaceted, who's objective, but allows herself to see everything in the scope. And she doesn't carry hatred in her heart. She carries love, and she does her best to understand everybody's situation, no matter where they're coming from, whether it's part of her ideology or not. Those are learned behaviors. I'm not saying I'm a perfect parent, but every time I see my daughter or communicate with her in any way, I am reminded two things: that there is a God, and I think I did a pretty good job raising her, along with her mom. Jackie Kennedy once said, the late president's widow, if you bungle raising your children, what else matters? So when we see these random acts of violence, and they're not so random, but the acts of violence that come out of nowhere and take us by surprise, which is becoming almost a daily occurrence, mainly in our country. The needless taking of someone else's life. For what? those behaviors were learned somewhere. Whether it was an absentee parentism, whether it's what we listen to in our music, in our video games, television programs and movies, it comes from somewhere. And when these individuals, on rare occasions, who live after these violent acts, it comes out in the therapy. Oh, it was because of this book or this movie or this or that. Well, it could be looked at as a crutch or a scapegoat, but you can see patterns. You are a product of your environment. And who you care to associate with and what you care to partake in will become part of you. You know, some people say to me, hey, Scott, man, you need some more hobbies, or you need to do this or do that, or, maybe get into politics or get more active or do something. Well, there may be some truth to that. But as I get older, I'm a lot more resigned. And I'm finding myself picking and choosing my battles more, because you can't get behind every cause. But when it comes to the cause of gay and lesbian rights, I'm behind that. Because love is love. That's what we all want. That's the prize. The ultimate prize is to be loved. And not all of us get to experience love. Some of us get to experience it many times. But love as a principle is all around you in everything we do. And we've got to stop this ridiculous hatred and this bigotry. Okay? Sure, the Supreme Court made a big change in recent years. And I understand there's a period of adjustment. But acting violently is never going to be the answer. Nobody wins. I just wanted to reach out for a couple minutes and just, say this, but we need to take time and step back and try to find a common ground in everyone. That common ground, respect. You earn respect. You don't demand respect. You earn credit. You don't demand credit. Okay? Those are things that you have to earn. But the basic human respect needs to come back. And if I've got to throw away my television sets, if I've got to get off the computer and put away these silly little gadgets that I'm talking to right now to be a better person, I'm willing to do that. Because once upon a time, we didn't rely on this shit to communicate. So if we do use it, let's use it for the better. Let's not use it to gross each other out and become a bunch of perverted weirdos. It is Sunday, June 19th, 2016. And this is Father's Day. So again, to all you fathers out there, have a great day. Love your children. Love other people's children. Respect one another. Because we're all we have. A good day to all.